That's not the size of the
My
Saints.
bad. You.
What's up?
We are live. So some big news real quick before we actually start the podcast, y'all. Me and Austen are bougie and have upgraded to a premium version of this podcast. So we actually got a lot of new features that we're excited to share with y'all. The first one being our very own unique intro video. So
Made by Elijah, our good friend. He's been on the podcast several times. I want to throw a quick shout out to him for hooking us up on complete, like, out of the random. He just hooked us up with this, and we want to give a huge shout out because it's great. We love it. But anyway,
for
go ahead and
sure.
play it.
So without further ado, man. It's lit.
And
Like,
we
it's
back.
truly
Yes,
lit.
it's crazy, bro.
It's truly lit,
Bro,
man.
it's
I
crazy.
love it.
Like, yeah, and we upgraded, like we said, fundamentally sound podcast up in the top right. Nick made that one. Shout out to Nick, obviously. He's been killing it behind the scenes ever since I've been gone. That's a fact. So huge shout out to Nick. Huge shout out to Nick.
For sure, man. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. We got a big day today. All right, so first one, Austin, we doing some pick'em. We're gonna do NBA edition, kind of some old throwback power forwards. I got an image that I'll put up on the screen for everybody, just to give them a little context of what's going on here. Let me share my screen. So, like I said, prime power forwards back in the day. I mean, not even back in the day, really. Just,
It's kind of new
I
school and
mean,
old school.
yeah, a little bit of mixture of both. So can everybody see that? All right, cool.
Yeah.
So up top, we got Toronto, Chris Bosh, Dreadlock, Chris Bosh, whatever you want to call it. I consider that prime Bosh, in my opinion. A lot of people disagree.
What?
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, that's tough
You got,
because okay, we'll
go
get
ahead.
into it. We'll get into it.
Yeah, about to say. Top right, everybody knows Stat, Amari Stoudemire. Very, 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 very efficient power forward that played in the 7 seconds or less system with Steve Nash. Blake Griffin, I consider this, of course, to be his prime because injuries has definitely taken that away from him with the Clippers. And then definitely prime K-Love, automatic 30 and 30. But Austin, I'll let you start this one off. One has to go, okay? So
one has to go?
So, yeah, one has to go. You're going to go your three that are eliminated. Go ahead. Or not eliminated, I'm sorry. Three that you pick your three.
Yeah.
Your three.
Okay, so obviously, it's a no-brainer to include Kevin Love and Chris Bosh. Like, that's no-brainer. Like, Chris Bosh is a for sure guaranteed Hall of Fame ballot, like a first ballot Hall of Famer, without a doubt. Right? Kevin Love he's kind of like border first ballot, but I don't know. Anyway, Kevin Love was just that guy. He could shoot the three. Like I said, nobody forgets the 30 and 30 game that he had, 30 rebounds. He was just that guy, for the Timberwolves and even in Cleveland. But he doesn't get the love that he deserves in Cleveland. It's tough, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Amari just because he was just, like, he could shoot. Blake Griffin at this time was really mainly just an inside presence. Like, he could swat shots and he could dunk the ball. But Stack could do everything. Like, I love this guy with the Suns. He was high flying. He could shoot the midi. He could block shots, and he was only like 6'9", playing center most of the time. And he really brought that Phoenix team really brought the small ball kind of lineup to the limelight, in my opinion, before anybody. So
I agree.
Definitely, without a doubt, Blake has to go.
Hey, listen, this is why we're best friends. There's no other opinions or debates about the three that you picked. I think the difference between Blake and Amari is clearly the mid-range jumper. A lot of people underestimated Amari's jumper, but it was smooth. Like if you would have rated on 2K, it's easily at 80 to 85, easily.
Oh yeah.
It was automatic, and he was just an efficient player. I think Blake was so he based his games. He needed to be a dominant inside threat. Like he had to have dunks in order to be efficient. Stat didn't need that. He didn't need to go inside and bang with the big boys in order to be efficient. So I think that's the reason why we're gonna have to eliminate Blake out of this list. It's a tough one though, because Blake.
I think that Suns team was literally a bench away from going all the way. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Going to the finals.
Facts, without a doubt. They were lethal. They were lethal for sure. All right, I'm gonna bring Drew in on this one because we got some fantasy talk about. So, what's up, Drew? Welcome in.
What's up?
All right, Drewski. we're like I said, I'm happy to be back, man. I'm happy to be back talking sports. So I'm going to share the screen again. This one is going to be a kind of like a sleeper quarterback category, but you're going to pick one and your reasoning for why you're going to pick this quarterback. Let's get it pulled up here.
Oh.
Whoa. Inception.
Oh.
All right, there we go.
The vortex.
It's
All
not
right,
a-
so obviously you got Big Ben with the Steelers. You got Cam with the Patriots now, and then Brady obviously with the Bucks. So give me your choice.
So wait, time out. Are we talking like in their primes or like right now?
No. This upcoming season, who are you picking?
This is fantasy football. Like, we're in a draft. These guys are on the board. Who are you picking?
Right,
It's
yes.
Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady number 1. Then I'm gonna go Cam number 2 and Big Ben number 3. But the last two are kind of interchangeable. I'll tell you why. So Tom Brady, he goes from the Patriots, which had last season one of the worst wide receiving cores in the NFL. Everybody was really hurt. He was basically throwing to James White for his touchdowns. Now he gets 2 of the best wide receivers, you could say, in the NFL as like a duo with Bruce Arians' run system, with also one of the top-rated O-lines. It's like he upgrades in everything. He's Tom Brady. He is wanting to prove that it was him, not Belichick. That's also why I have Cam number 2, is because Belichick wants to prove that it was him and not Brady. And the only reason I put Big Ben at 3 is because of just his injury concerns. I think if he plays a full 16, you'll get a really good stat line out of him. But to say that you're going to get 16 out of Big Ben, it's just really hard to tell. Cam's going to give you that rushing baseline, so that's why I have him at 2. So that's who I got for those 3.
Solid. I love it. I mean, you're not wrong. Brady does get a huge upgrade. By no measure am I, ever going to doubt that. Like you said, I, in my opinion, 2 of the top 10 receivers in the league, without a doubt, in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Don't forget they got Shady McCoy, who's not really, I wouldn't consider him washed. He definitely has, he's on the back end of his career for sure, but that's definitely an upgrade from what they have. And then you talk about Cam. That's a great reasoning for number 2, is because Belichick's going to try to prove that it's the system and not Brady. In my opinion, I think it goes Big Ben, Tom, Cam. And here's why. I think Cam doesn't have enough weapons, so that's why he's at the end. I think I'm going to pick Big Ben 1 because this is his comeback year. And we have to remember Big Ben is a volume quarterback. This guy throws 50 to 60 passes a game. I think he has a good comeback year. Juju's going to have another good comeback year as well. And, with the James Conner ground pound game, that's going to open up things for Big Ben. I think he has a great year. I just think Brady I don't think he has enough in the tank to go full 16. I wouldn't say injuries coming to get him. I just don't think he has the, prime left in him or the ability left in him to keep up with the pace that the Buccaneers want to play with. They're going to have to depend on the run game for sure. I hope they know that. So in my opinion, it goes Big Ben 1, Cam 2. Brady 2 and Cam 3.
All right. So, in my opinion, the safest bet. So they're all gambles, in my opinion. I'm not selecting him as my quarterback 1. None of them, at all, without a doubt. However, I like Brady as the safest pick. Drew is right. Bruce Arians runs a great system that really, I think any quarterback can really strive in my opinion. So I definitely think that, he's going to strive with those weapons that he has. I think Ronald Jones makes a leap in this second year too, because he does have a good offensive threat. It takes a lot off of him. So I think that team's going to be solid overall, and I think Brady's going to sort of flourish in his late age. He's going to do as good as Brady's going to do it this late in his career. That's what I'm saying. Here's the big thing that I'm going to switch up. I'm putting Big Ben at 2. Now, see, I say that because Big Ben has always had the options. The weapons. He's always had the offensive line. He's always had the run game. He's always had a competent enough D to get him through games. So, I don't think that this injury is anything to take away any of that from him. I think no matter what, he's going to come in and it did involve his legs, so he's still gonna be mobile in the pocket, as mobile as a big fat guy like Big Ben can be. And I think he's gonna be fine. Cam, multiple multiple years of injury. I I honestly think that he's gonna have an okay year. However, I just think the other two are just set up for more of a promising season than Cam is. I'm not saying Cam's gonna do bad. He's just the biggest wild card for me. He doesn't really have like a fantastic, offense. I don't see it. I never have seen it. I thought Brady made a lot of that what it is, but I just don't think that Cam's going to be able to use those weapons, like not really weapons, but those people like uh like Brady did. That's just me.
For sure. No, I like your point on the wild card. I think he definitely is the biggest wild card because of the lack of weapons. Well, I appreciate you guys' take on that. And we will move right into our news section for today. All right, boys. So first portion of the news, the SEC has released its opening week schedule. Some key things to note here is that you have a bunch of first-year coaches: Arkansas' Sam Pittman, Missouri's Eli Drinkwitz, and Ole Miss's Lane Kiffin. So some interesting notes there for first-year coaches. But as far as the opening week schedule, do you guys have a game to watch or a game that you're going to tune in on? For majority of them, they look like they're going to be blowouts. But is there one that's really like, okay, that might be an upset game? Drew, I'm going to start off with you.
Honestly, this is my first time looking at it. I've been busy all day. I know that A&M does play Vanderbilt. I'm an Aggie, so I'm going to be watching that game. But as most interested to see, it's probably going to be Tennessee at South Carolina. I mean, all the rest of the games are going to be fairly one-sided. And with Tennessee and South Carolina, you have a lot of different things going on. So Tennessee is going to be the favorite. However, you're going to have South Carolina as the home team. You have a lot of new pieces that are going to be added to both sides of the game. And Tennessee is this up-and-coming team that has recruited really well lately, but has really not produced on the field yet. And I don't know if that is due to, those guys need to get in the system or whatever it is.
I think this is their first year, like that they actually got like their recruiting classes that were like top 5 or like top 10 in the nation. Like I think this is the first year that they all come back in. Like they all come in.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt. So
no. That's the same thing. Is like I want to see now. Like okay, let's see if those players can actually do something with this. So, but I mean, hey, it's football. I'm gonna be watching all of it. Like we finally have sports back. This is gonna be great.
Oh yeah. And
and I said it from day one. Like I told Nick and John. John obviously reoccurring guest while I was gone, but there was no way. It was always gonna be the what's it called Pac-10 or Pac-12 and Big Ten against these other 3 Power 5 school or conferences, ACC, SEC, Big 12, and I see this as such a great glowing spot for sports again. Like I love it. Like I don't care if they don't play in front of a crowd. Like if they don't play in front of a crowd, everybody tests negative. And how is there any how is there a downside? How's there risk? In my opinion, I don't know, but unless somebody gets sick on the field or from being on the field, I think this is about as safe as you can be. And I think that all schools should have done this. No fans. Everybody gets tested. If everybody's negative before game day, booyah. Go out there, have fun, play the game that everybody knows and loves. It's college football. Let me add that in front of Drew's statement. It's college football. It's better than regular football. But anyway.
You have a game to watch?
Honestly, I think it's just gonna be it has to be the most even would definitely have to be the Tennessee South Carolina game, like Drew said. Everything else is usually one-sided. I want to see how LSU does without Joe Burrow and literally like all of their DBs and like half of their offensive or defensive line. So I want to see how they do, how they hold up. They're still gonna win, in my opinion. So, but I still think that is for sure. the game to watch just to see how LSU bounces back after a national championship.
That's a good game to watch. It's a total reset for that program, so I definitely have to agree with you on that one. I'm a Georgia fan, so the Georgia and Arkansas is definitely going to be the one that I'm tuning into. However, I can definitely see a upset in the Ole Miss in Florida. Ole Miss sucks, and they do, like, don't get me wrong, they've sucked for a long time. But I think Lane Kiffin, he has not just a lot to prove, but I think he's a very he's a genius when it comes to football. There's a reason why he's always getting these jobs.
Offensive mind.
He's a great offensive mind, and I think that it won't be necessarily an upset, but I think he's going to turn heads. I really do. So I'm looking forward to the Florida and Ole Miss game.
I like both of y'all's takes. And also to add to yours, Austin, Mike Leach is for Mississippi State. So, I mean, both of y'all's games have 2 new coaches coming in.
Right.
Don't know how much they're going to be able to implement with no spring ball. You got to add that into it as well. But I think, honestly, just all of this football season is games to watch. I mean,
For
it's
sure.
so much fun.
Right. We've been so
For
long.
sure.
We've been without sports for so long. Like every game's gonna be a game to watch.
Without a doubt. Next part of our news section, the Cowboys roster got a little bit of news, both good and bad, over the weekend and currently today. The first one, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out here now. Gerald McCoy, very sad to see and hear. Something about his right pectoral muscle or right quad or something like that. I'm sorry if I got that mixed up. They feared it was a torn ACL, but it turned out to be a quad muscle. So he's out for the season. Any thoughts on that, guys? Any thoughts? I mean, I didn't think he was going to make an impact anyway. I truly think he's washed. So, all right. And do we have any thoughts on Gerald McCoy?
Drew?
I mean, depth this season is going to be a big thing. So having him would have obviously helped. Sucks that we don't have him. When I say we, I'm a Cowboys fan. So, but other than that, it's not the biggest loss that could happen. It's not like one of our star players goes down with Corona. So it's like, slap on the wrist.
Makes sense.
I couldn't care less for the Cowgirls. I just think that, they're signing a bunch of, except for Everson Griffin. I like the signing of Everson Griffin. He came off of that, real big mental health problem. I hope he cleared that up because he was a great player before everything went down. Nobody can doubt that. He was a, all pro bowl, talent. But anyway, I definitely think that the signing Everson Griffin not only helped y'all, but I think y'all should have let him walk and try to get a better, just defensive tackle for rotational purposes, because that was it. And it just proved right there that y'all only had Gerald McCoy. Now y'all are relying on 2 young defensive tackles. It's like Taysom Hill, not like the Taysom Hill, you know what I mean? But something to that effect. Last name's Hill, and some other guy. They're really young. Y'all are relying on them as y'all's rotational players now. I wouldn't have considered Gerald McCoy completely washed just yet, but he was definitely on the back end of his career, and this may end his career ultimately. But I don't see it as like Drew said. You're not missing, a Dak Prescott. You're not missing, what's his name? I forget. Left tackle.
Tyron Smith.
What's his name?
Tyron Smith.
Yes. My fault. I forgot. Anyway, yeah. I don't see it as a huge loss.
I mean, I'm right there with Drew. I think it's not a huge loss at all. I think in order for our defense to be outstanding and phenomenal, it starts with Leighton Vander Esch being healthy. He's the key. He's the key piece. Jalen Smith is nice, but the key piece and the X factor is LVE, and that just goes for that. But Everson Griffin is definitely going to help. Let's not forget he has more sacks combined over the last 3 or 4 years than JJ Watt. Obviously, JJ Watt's been hurt, but that shows a lot. It does show a lot. He's definitely a key piece of that Vikings defense. And I think Mike McCarthy even talked about, he's like, we used to key in on when they played Minnesota all the time back in the day against Green Bay, they used to key on Everson Griffin. So he knows a lot about him. So it's a great signing, in my opinion. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think it was a good signing for the Cowboys.
So I heard Alden Smith's actually doing pretty good in training camp. Who do y'all? I want y'all's opinion. Who starts opposite of Lawrence DeMarcus?
No, it'd be veteran experience. Everson's going to start.
You think Everson's going to start?
Yeah.
Who else did y'all get? Y'all got
Alden,
Griffin, Alden, and who else? Y'all got
Gerald
Randy
McCoy.
Gregory.
I mean, he's on cocaine, so
I didn't want to
he's
say it, but
yeah, he's definitely on cocaine still. There's somebody else I'm missing. They got somebody out of the draft, didn't they?
don't think so. I think y'all got another like older talent. If I'm right, I'm not too sure. I'll look it up real quick. But
I have to
anyway,
look at
Drew,
it.
what do you think starts on the opposite?
I have no idea. This season, it's like training camp. You don't know. I want to say the veteran, but like at the same time, how fast are you going to be able to get implemented in with all of these restrictions? I don't know. I couldn't predict it honestly, but it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Well, while Austin does that, we're going to move on to the next one, Drew. The Ravens plan, or this is a report, I don't know if it's true or not. They're planning to host Des Bryant for a workout. They need a receiver. Hollywood Brown cannot be your number one receiver. However, in an offense that is primarily revolved around tight ends as your main threat of receiving, do you think Des Bryant can actually help that team?
Next question. I don't know. Like Des Bryant, he like always goes and works out for a team and then like gets some nice buzz and then leaves and we don't hear about him anymore. We did that for the Browns, I think. It's just look, if he can play, sure he might come in, but he's not going to do a lot of damage, alongside Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown. They got their running game. Like their identity is not going to be Dez. So he's might get a few catches here and there, but it really doesn't matter.
I agree 100%. I think the signing of Des Bryant will make no difference at all because he won't be a threat. He won't get used. Like, let's be honest. He will not get used. Yeah, like you said, he'll get a couple of targets, but he won't be the Des that they want him to be or that social media wants him to be or pop culture as a whole wants him to be. So that's definitely disappointing to see that they're hosting him because they're not going to use him.
So they got Dontari Poe. I just want to let y'all know that after looking at it. I got Dontari Poe, Alden Smith, Gerald McCoy. Like I said, it's just another old veteran is what I was trying to get at. But
For
Tristan
sure.
Hill was the guy that I was looking. Tristan Hill's apparently now the new Gerald McCoy. Anyway.
For sure.
Des Bryant's washed. Let's be real here. He's washed.
Mm-hmm.
He is washed. Achilles tear, hasn't played football in like 3 years. He is going to be washed. They just need a big receiver because Willie Snead's not cutting it. He's a slot receiver outside of Hollywood Brown. Who did they have last year? Does anybody know?
Nope. Can't
Exactly
tell you.
my point. Exactly my point. He has a Willie Snead who is just a possession receiver in my opinion. A Hollywood Brown who's a speed receiver. A Mark Andrews who's his technically big receiver, but he's a tight end. So I hope he's a big receiver. So now they're just trying to get somebody that just Lamar can throw it up to and maybe get, like a good 10 yards and he just goes up over the top of somebody. But I don't think that that's Dez. I think that that's anymore at least, and I think he shows that real quick.
For sure. I'm glad we're all in agreement to that, except for the wash part. You're crazy. He's not washed. All right. We're going to bring you back in when we do our playoff predictions. Me and Austin are going to talk all bubble teams. Okay?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
See you in a little bit, Drew. All right. So, Austin, we got all bubble teams that were announced over the weekend-ish, like before the weekend started. The first team, let's start with the second team before we get into the first team because I definitely have some question marks on the first team. No. It's reversed. I'm sorry. I have question marks for the second team. I think the first team was unanimous. So let's just go ahead and start with the first team. Let me share the screen again for all our viewers at home.
Right.
So first team up is the all bubble first team. Are there any surprises? Are there any switches you would make? Hit me.
No, because as we all know, Dame was Dame time. Dame did his thing. He is Damian Lillard. And he was clutch, and he is the only reason Portland is where they're at, and that's why Portland's gonna fail because Dame has to drop 45 plus for them to win a game. Anyway, Devin Booker, very close at coming. Oh, by the way, for all those who didn't know, Dame was the bubble MVP. Just throwing that out there. Then you had Devin Booker. Very close race, but Dame edged him out just because of his last 60-point bomb, in my opinion. Or else I think without that 60 bomb, I think Devin Booker could have potentially won it. I don't know. That was tough. TJ Warren obviously played out of his mind. Luka Doncic, the best point guard in the United States of America, who is from Real Madrid, he balled out. I don't care what y'all say. 350-point games doesn't mean that Dame is better than Luka. Luka put up better numbers all year, and just because Dame came in and balled out in the bubble for 4 games probably, that he had like 40 points or more, doesn't mean he's better overall. Y'all are just sitting here with recency bias, just camped out in y'all's brain. No, Luka was better all year. Luka was the best. Doesn't matter. I just want to get that rant out there. And James Harden is James Harden, so I'm not even going to contest that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not going to get into Lillard and Luka. We could talk about that all night. No, there's no question marks here. Everybody deserved it, especially TJ Warren and Devin Booker. Anytime you go 8-0 in the bubble and a chance where you had 0.2 probability to make literally a Karis LeVert shot would have sent you to the playoffs,
right,
you deserve to be on the all bubble team. Yeah, so there's no question marks here. I'm glad we are both in agreement on that.
Can I
go
ask
ahead.
one question? I'm sorry to interrupt. I know I spoke for a long time, but I just want to get your opinion.
Okay.
Do you think that this justifies like why Devin Booker should stay, or do you think that he should leave still?
No, I definitely think he should leave. This 8-0 thing was, I wouldn't say it's a fluke, but the idea of being in a bubble, not having to play in fans, not having to travel, that helps out a lot. It helps out a lot. You don't have as much pressure as you would if you were traveling to an away game or even playing in front of 20,000 home fans. So I think that had a lot to do with the reason why the Phoenix Suns were playing so well. So I definitely think he should leave.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I think the 8-0 thing was a fluke, but in all opinion. But next up, we have the all bubble second team. Now there are really big question marks on this one, especially in my opinion. But I'll let you start off on this one.
I mean, the first two are locks. KP was so undervalued. Kristaps Porzingis, for those that don't know. Kristaps Porzingis, a.k.a. KP, is just so cold. This man lives in Luka's shadow, though. Therefore, he never gets credit by media. He never gets credit by fans. It's just straight Luka. And I just think that he balled out. Every game, he was hooping. It's just Luka was hooping better. Luka had like a 40, a 36, and like a 28 triple-double or something like that. You know what I mean? And KP was right behind him. He had like 28, like 36, like 24, and like 10 plus rebounds. So I think he deserved it without a doubt. The last two, however, I definitely think that they could have been switched out with a lot of people. Nothing comes to mind right now. I maybe say, shoot, man, it's tough. It's so tough. Michael Porter Jr. wasn't really hooping like that. He did it for like the last 3 to 4 games, but he wasn't really doing it the entire bubble season. Karis LeVert was under the radar, but I still think that he barely scraped in. Like I said, I can't sit here and give you people off the top of my head. I had to look. But I just think that those two probably could have been swapped out. That's definitely my opinion.
For sure. I think the first thing that comes to mind is I agree 100% with KP. It's not that he's undervalued. It's just like he's underappreciated in Dallas. I mean, the man was putting up 30 and 10 right behind Luka's 40 and 15. So it's like it's really disappointing to see that he didn't make the first team because Luka was on the first team in front of him. So I definitely agree with you that
he should have made it over, though.
If anybody, it would have been probably James Harden, because I mean, the other four, like, they translated to wins, and I think James Harden lost twice in the bubble, if that makes sense. Right. And so they had to make the decision between Luka and KP, in my opinion. I think you're wrong about the Giannis and Kawhi. I think Giannis, him getting ejected and then him not playing in second halves and him resting for games, like, you shouldn't be eligible for an all bubble second team because of your name. Because if you were, then LeBron would be on this list as well, or he'd be on first team. I think that's why they gave this to Giannis. Yes, he put up good numbers in the games that he did play, But I mean, he got ejected from a game at halftime. He didn't play because he got suspended from the next game. And then he sat out majority of the 8-game, regular season because they wanted to rest him. I don't think he deserved that spot. Kawhi, he definitely didn't play his best. He definitely does look a little bit like not rusty, but he just looks uncomfortable. I don't know what's going on. But they took a loss to the Suns team, which they shouldn't have. He got locked up by LeBron in the first matchup. Let's not forget about that. So Kawhi's a question mark. I could see an argument for him over Giannis, but I think AD should have taken one of these two spots. AD did choke and have one fold game against the Raptors, but I think AD should have had one of those spots. And then, like you said, LeVert and MPJ, you could take one of them. I would only take one of them,
right?
In my opinion, the other has to be taken out. Like you said, there's a bunch of names that could be popped up. I mean, anywhere from Nurkic to Ja Morant. Like there are plenty of names that could have been above either one of these two. But I got to give props where it's due. I got to give the credit. LeVert's very underrated. He's going to be the third superstar in Brooklyn, and Michael Porter Jr. is a 6'10" assassin. Let's just throw that out there right now. He's gonna be nice in the future. So that's my opinion.
So here's the thing. So I would agree with you about AD until I just saw the stats. 27, 6 and 5, 2 blocks, 3 steals, crazy numbers. And then 8 and 4, 2 and 2. 17, 12 and 3, all right stat line. 9, 8 and 5, not once again AD. 42 and 12, very solid. And 14, 6, 3 and 1. See, so it's like it's very tough. It's very tough. And that was the last 6 games. I could go back farther, obviously, but
yeah.
I just think that, overall as a whole that Lakers team just looks very rusty. I think that you can, like you said, make a case for Ja. I definitely think that you could probably make a case for Donovan was hooping the majority of the series of the bubble.
Yep.
So I think that, you could definitely make a case for him. Nobody on the Pelicans, nobody on the no, BI really wasn't hooping.
No, not the way he's supposed to be.
That's just a great question. I mean, Jason Tatum, potentially. He was putting up solid numbers the entire bubble, so I think he could take MPJ's spot. But no, I definitely agree with you. MPJ's definitely next man up. He's the 6'10" menace. I could see him potentially reaching very bottom level of KD tier if he keeps going the way that he is.
For sure. They just got to get him implemented in that system. It's going to be tough, though, because the only reason why he's playing is because Will Barton and Gary Harris are out. I'm just throwing that out there for everybody to know. That's the only reason why he's getting so many minutes. And it's sad because this is what he can do. But when Barton and Harris come back, look for limited minutes from Michael Porter Jr.
Well, if you get rid of Paul Millsap, though,
that's true.
That opens up starting power forward.
That is
so
true.
If they trade him for like a late first round draft pick, man, you get a first round draft pick and you get to start MPJ at power forward.
Yep, that is true. That is true. We'll see how that goes with Denver. Their future is bright with him and Bobo, though. All right, we got to our debate section in a pretty decent amount of time. So what's going to happen, boys, is we are going to essentially go through each series. Every person is going to give their series count and why they want this or why they predict that this team is going to go ahead and enter in. So let me pull in everybody. So I'm going to pull in the graphic so that everybody doesn't look at our faces the entire time. What's up, D? Everybody, this is Daniel.
What's up?
What up,
bro?
Boy?
I've been listening. I'm sorry, I've been listening, bro. Y'all are saying some blasphemy shit. What the fuck?
All right.
What the fuck?
Okay, you have 5 minutes. You have until we reach the 40-minute mark. Explain, please.
Nah, I'm just going off what I remember. First, I don't think Giannis should be. I don't think Giannis should be in the second team, bro. It's really strictly off his name, like Nick said, bro. He missed the game. He got ejected. Austen, you said something that was so crazy, bro. But if I remember, I'll come back to it. But y'all can continue.
It's probably Luka and Dame. I wouldn't doubt it. It's probably Luka and Dame.
Dame is better than Luka, bro. At this moment, bro. Luka is not the best point guard in the league, man. Stop.
He is. Second-year player,
he's not.
averaging almost a triple-double. Better than Dame all year. He's better than Dame.
He's hooping. I'm not gonna lie. His numbers are there, but is he better than Dame right now? No.
His stats are so inflated. His stats are so inflated.
No, they're not inflated. He doesn't chase stats though. Like he doesn't tell his teammates get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. He doesn't chase stats. It just happens.
But you can't maybe in the future. I mean, yeah, in the future for sure, Luka will be better than Dame. But as of right now, there's no way you're taking Luka over
Just
Dame,
because Dame
Dalla.
hits, bro, you just say that because Dame hits the clutch
What?
shots. Just because Dame like has the
It's not
clutch
even about
shots,
only his. It's what
bro,
Dame brings
that's
to the
what everybody
table.
remembers.
Bro, if bro, mind you, they were playing with Nurkic without Nurkic all year, bro. So imagine if they had Nurkic all year, what they would have done
Yep.
a whole season.
A
Yeah,
healthy
no,
So
roster,
it's
man.
like, they're the same person.
Dame begged to get into the bubble, bro. They gave him an opportunity to get into playoffs, and he did what he was supposed to do, bro. Like
Barely.
barely,
No,
but he did. He did what he was supposed to do, though, bro. But
Yeah,
barely.
Anyway,
All
keep
right.
going.
Yeah, I'm
You
about
got
to
4
say
minutes. If you want to say anything else, you got 4 minutes.
No, I'm good, bro.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. So I'm gonna throw the graphic on, and we're just gonna go one by one. All right. Hold on a second. Let me get this pulled up. All right. So the first one we have is obviously LA and Portland. Are there any Portland winners here? If so, speak up now because it's gonna be the Lakers.
It's gonna be the Lakers,
Oh.
bro. Come on.
Lakers.
Not in the 7 games that everybody thinks either.
Drew, do we have any opposition?
Next.
Thank you. All right. I don't know the count. Does anybody want to give a prediction for the count?
Bro, 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1-2.
Okay. I got 4-2 just because I think Dame has a 50-piece back-to-back or some type of outrageous scoring efforts in 2 games. That'll be the reason why they get 2 games. All right. Next up, we're gonna go opposite conference. Bucks, Magic. Any opposition, please speak up now.
Sweet.
Bucks in 3.
4-1, bro. I love the Magic. I think they're a nice upcoming young team, bro. I really
Austin, please stop. Austin, exit the chat now.
No, I think so. I mean, if Markelle keeps going the way Markelle's doing, gonna be a solid, middle of the pack starting point guard. If Jonathan Isaac comes back like every other torn ACL player does, he'll be fine. Obamba. They have Evan Fournier, who's one of the most efficient catch and shooters in the league still. So it's just Booch is still there. So they're gonna come up. I think they're a nice young team.
They need a superstar. I'll just tell you that. They need one superstar.
Yeah, no, they do.
All right, going back to the West, Rockets and the Thunder. Daniel, I'm going to let you start this one out. You're from Houston. I don't know if you're going to have bias when it comes to this series, but hit me with your series count and your winner.
4-2. I'll say 4-2 Rockets. Really 4-1, but I think Chris Paul can lead into without Russ. I think Chris Paul can lead into like maybe 2 wins. So I'll say 4-2 Rockets.
That's a good point, too. I forgot Russ is out game 1 and maybe game 2. Drew, you're a Houston Rockets fan as well. Do you have any opposition to Daniel's statement?
Oh, this is the hardest.
Hey, Drew.
This is the hardest thing ever because I want the Rockets to win, right? I want the Rockets to win so much. First of all, this series is going to 7.
Thank you.
What?
And
You're already smart. Thank you.
Wow.
I have to be honest. I have to be honest with myself and go Rockets. I want to say the Thunder. I will say that. I want to say the Thunder can pull it off because I think Chris Paul and Steven Adams can do something with their big game against the small ball of the Rockets. I just think in the end the Rockets can get it out, but I almost went the Thunder, and I am a huge Rockets fan, but I'm going to go Rockets in 7.
That's
too
tough.
biased.
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm too biased.
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm going to go in between. I'm going to go oh, no, I can't. I'm going to go Rockets in 5. I just don't think the Thunder have enough. They've played well. They have. I just don't think they have any playoff experience, and you need that. Even though you're in a bubble setting, you need it, and you can't stop James Harden. I'm sorry. You can throw whatever you want at him. You're not going to be able to stop him. And the Thunder just don't have enough to counteract. So I'm going to go 4-1 Rockets. I'm sorry. Austin, what do you got?
It's so hard. This is the hardest series out of all of them, in the West at least. You know, you obviously have the Celtics and the Sixers. That's really tough too, but we'll get to that. Anyway, I think that because of the size, the three-point prowess of the big, a.k.a. Gallo, 4-3 Thunder.
Oh,
I want to say Chris Paul. So look,
oh my God.
So this look, here it is. Okay, you ready? So y'all know I'm the one that always makes controversial picks and I talk that smack. However, I just think that they're bigger. They can't shoot the three as good, but it is very close. I'm telling you, this team is it's a far better three-point shooting team than anybody gives them credit for. Everybody except for Steven Adams could basically shoot the three. Now, don't get me wrong. Mike D'Antoni really makes that system work. I can't deny that, and it's really, really hard to sit there and bet against the Rockets because they're really good. They have a James Harden. However, I love the Thunder in this matchup. They're big, they can shoot, their bigs can shoot, and I just have to give them the slight edge. I think Chris Paul gets his revenge. I think he's gonna not lock up Russ, but let me rephrase.
Oh my God.
He's going to limit Russ. Russ will still
Jesus
have
Christ.
his 24 and 10, but I think that in a matchup like this, Russ probably should go off even worse, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say he'll lock him up, but they will get into a heated not debate, but like a heated battle to where he might get in his head. But I think Russ is going to dominate that matchup without a doubt. I think we have a consensus with Houston. I think we do, besides Austen. So I'm just going to put Houston there. Next up, we got on the other side, we got TJ Warren versus Jimmy Butler, best of 7. Drew, I'll let you start this one out.
This one's also kind of tough. I mean, obviously the 4 or 5 matchups, duh. But I'm gonna go with the Heat in 6. I think that the Heat, they've been doing pretty decent in this bubble. They're not as hot as the Pacers, but I think that they're gonna kind of turn it up, and Jimmy's gonna get some buckets. So that's what I got.
For sure. Daniel, I'll let you go second.
I got Heat 4-2. I don't think the Pacers can overcome the Heat's defense. Victor Oladipo just came back, so he has to get back in rhythm. So I don't think they're going to be in sync to beat the Heat. And TJ Warren's not going off like the numbers he was going off against Virginia. Like, that's not happening. So that's that. So Heat 4-2.
Very good point on the TJ Warren thing. I'll touch on that. Austen?
The Heat are the best shooting team in the playoffs. If you leave them open, they will literally destroy you. Like, they have Duncan Robinson, who actually was literally deemed this year after finishing the bubble regular season. He was the most efficient catch and shoot guard in the NBA ever, beating out Klay Thompson twice because he did it twice in 2. He broke his own record twice in 2 years, and Steph Curry. That's just I just think that just is the story. That's the little cherry on the sundae that describes this team. They're a very good catch and shoot team. They really let Jimmy do his thing, kick out, hit the tray. Even the bigs can shoot. Kelly Olynyk's got a very, very efficient mid-range, and sometimes, just sometimes, he can hit a 3. And Bam Adebayo's the same way. He's a big that's a baby Jokic, in my opinion. So, yeah.
We're gonna have a sweep here. I think it goes 4-0. You need TJ Warren to have 50 in order for them to win one game. Victor Oladipo is not going to help. He needs to get back in rhythm, like Daniel said. So if TJ Warren is normal and has less than 20 or less than 25, it'll be a sweep. The Heat they have too many weapons. Next up, we just got the game 1 of this one. Nuggets took this by I think like 8 or 9. Don had 57, but Daniel hit me with the Nuggets and Jazz series. Do you think it's close? Do you think the Jazz actually have a chance?
I don't think the Jazz have a chance only because Mike Conley and Bogut is out, and the fact that Donovan had to go for 57 today and they still lost. That hurts, bro. So nice. I got Denver in 5, maybe 6 if Donovan can give me another 50 ball, maybe. But I don't think they can overcome Jokic and Jamal Murray. The way Jamal Murray is playing is magnificent. So that's
underrated.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew, what you got? Nuggets and Jazz.
The exact same thing. He took everything I was going to say. So, yeah, in 6.
I like it. Austen?
4-2 Jazz, because I think that Donovan's going to
Whoa, what?
Austen, bro. Oh, my God.
My fault.
Oh.
Nuggets, my fault.
Okay.
I completely said the wrong thing. That is all me. Chill. Oh, chill. No. Nick knows it better than anybody. I'm a huge Jokic fan, and I think that Jokic is leading this team in the right direction. And yeah, I just think the Jazz get 2, but the reason why they were supposed to go past the first round was because of not only Conley but Bojan and that Ingles duo that could have easily been a 3-4, like a small forward, power forward, small ball lineup that would have been lethal. But obviously Bojan's not here, and Joe Ingles is trying his best, but he's just not a superstar. So
Let's just take a moment and excuse my handwriting. So don't worry about it. Just don't. Let's not worry about that. Anyways, clean sweep here. Nuggets in 5. Denver. Not Denver. Jazz. The Jazz don't have enough. Don needs 57, and they still lost, like you said, Daniel. And the Nuggets just have too many weapons if Barton and Gary Harris come back. So that's an easy series. Going over to the other one, this is actually shouldn't be a debate either. Celtics and 76ers. Are there any 76ers fans without Ben Simmons?
no. Celtics in
True.
5.
Nope. Celtics are winning 6 by half, so I take them in 4.
All right. Daniel, do you have Embiid carrying the 76ers?
Nah, hell nah. Bro, he might give us 25 today. He might give me 5 tomorrow, bro. And no Ben Simmons, hell nah. Sweet.
Facts.
That's true.
Sweet. Damn, that's rough. I take one in Philly.
I don't know. I think it goes 4-1. I think they take one, like Austen said, just because let's not forget about Tobias Harris and Al Horford. Let's just say they might have a good game, one game, but the Celtics are too dominant. I'm gonna save the West one for the last one because I'm pretty sure we have a Toronto sweep. Any Nets fan in the house?
Definitely not. I think it's 4-0, like you said, without a doubt. 4-0.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh, I have asthma.
Drew,
Okay.
do you have anything different?
All right.
I said sweep.
Okay, bet. Say less.
No. Yeah, sweep 4-0. Clippers and Mavericks. Austin, I'm going to let you start this one out because you are the biggest Luka fan on the planet. Do you have the Mavericks making an upset against the top title favorite outside of the Lakers? Do you have an upset here?
No, they are the title favorite. I don't care if they are number 2. They are the title favorite. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
It's tough.
No, I'm just joking. Definitely Lakers are 100% the favorites to take it all. But and that pains me to say as a Spurs fan. That hurts.
I know
it
it
really
does.
hurts. Anyway, Clippers in 6. Clippers are just so solid from Kawhi all the way down to the 10th man on the bench. Like, they have the best bench in the league by a very substantial distance, I guess you could say. And so, yeah, Clippers in 6. Luka and KP are going to drop. Like I said, Luka's going to drop, I'll say, like 27, 8 and 10. 27, 8 and 10, and KP is going to drop about 24 and 9, but it won't be enough.
I like it. Drew?
Yeah, Clippers are one of the favorites. I'm like maybe behind Austin on the Luka train. Like, I think he's a great player. I think he's up and coming. I'm not riding him as hard as Austin is, though, and I think the Clippers probably get it in 5. I think the Mavs can only get 1 out of them, honestly.
Daniel?
I actually think this year is gonna go to 7, bro. I think Mavericks really match well with Clippers, bro. I really do. I feel like Luka is gonna give them problems if Kristaps can keep playing the way he's playing. Seth Curry, Hardaway. I feel like they really have a chance to like beat the Clippers. The Clippers are gonna win it. So,
Man, Daniel beat me to it. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect that out of you. I'm going Clippers in 7 too. I really think the Mavericks, if KP's the X factor, y'all. KP's the X factor.
yeah.
Kristaps has the bubble, games that he's had, and he brings this and translates to the playoffs. The Clippers are going to have problems, especially because Kawhi he looks funky. I told you, he looks weird. I don't know what's going on with him, but he doesn't look like he wants to play basketball. But I think it goes to 7 all game. Every game's going to be close. Every game's going to be close.
Let's be real here, though. You know, just like LeBron's going to get that treatment right now. Lakers are my fault. Playoff LeBron is different. I know you're thinking it, Nick. I know you thought it the second that, LeBron was having all these bad games. Playoff LeBron's different.
Yep.
Playoff Kawhi has beat LeBron, all right, in multiple occasions. All right, so this man right here is going to come back, I think, so much better. Like I say, Kawhi's my favorite player no matter what happened with the Spurs. He's my favorite player. And, I I think he's gonna come out and do his thing, but I'm gonna go against Daniel. I think that Hardaway and Seth are gonna be their downfall because I think they're gonna be too inconsistent.
Fair enough. I can see it. All right, let's start on the bottom right. Let's go Boston, Toronto. This is a very good one. This is an extremely good one. Daniel, I'll let you start this one off. Do you have the Toronto Raptors making the case without a superstar?
Man, that's really a tough series, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Boston, Toronto.
Very.
Cause I want to go Boston, bro, because I just feel Jason Tatum is elite, but at the same time, I feel like the Raptors have the experience too, so it's like tough.
True.
I'm gonna go Raptors though. I'm gonna go Raptors. I don't think Kimba's gonna show up to beat the Celtics. I mean to beat the Raptors, bro. I just don't see it. And I feel like Nick Nurse, the way they're coached, and they play as a team. The way Kyle Lowry plays, I really don't like Kyle Lowry as a point guard, but like he actually is very like. No, I really don't like him, bro. I promise you. Like I really call him a bum. I be calling him a bum, bro, but in reality, bro, he actually helps the Raptors like leadership wise.
Right.
He takes charges. He does like the dirty work, and then he also hits shots. In the weirdest way, bro. Like in the weirdest way, bro.
Yeah.
But he's just a really good player, like veteran player. So I'll take the Raptors.
That's a bold take in 7 too. Drew, do you have an agreement with that? Do you have a lopsided matchup? What do you got?
No, I think it's going to be close. No one can really predict this one. I do have the Raptors. I have them in 7.
Wow.
I think the experience of this team can actually overpower one star in Jason Tatum. I mean, that's why I say it's going to be close because you can have both sides. But I actually have the Raptors in 7.
Man, no, that's 2. Oh gosh. All right, Austen. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna be the tiebreaker?
I'll probably be the tie-er from the way you're saying. So keep going. Keep going.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Austen.
Tie maker.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all as a group. I didn't believe in Toronto into the bubble. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't. Because
Me
they
either.
don't have a
You definitely were smoking.
They don't have a superstar. I don't understand how they got to the 2nd seed. I don't like Kyle Lowry like Daniel. I really don't like him. He's really annoying to watch because he does nothing spectacular.
Expressed it on Twitter. Yes.
Yes, I don't like him. I really don't like him. He put 30 on us. Like I don't like him. But I think Jason Tatum is the real deal, y'all. I really do. I think Jason Tatum is the real deal. Him and Jaylen Brown complement each other so well. And I'm going to disagree with Daniel. I think Kemba shows up. I'm going to go Boston in 7, though.
Let's go, Nick. Yes. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
yeah. Yes. Boston in 6. However, it's going to be close every single time. I'm not saying like if Boston in 6, it's not going to be close. No, it's Boston in 6. Every game's going to come down to the wire. Jason Tatum has hooped. Jaylen Brown has been so underrated. I put it on Twitter for like 2 days straight. This man Jaylen Brown has really came and hooped, and nobody's noticed it. And like I said, Kimba, he's gonna do good. Their bigs are going to be their killer if they in those 2 losses, their bigs aren't gonna be able to hold Pascal, without a doubt. They have no like great big presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I get you. I'm gonna put Toronto just because of advancement purposes. I don't want to have to do a tie, and I'll just be the lone factor out. But moving on, let's go to the easier one of the 3. Let's go Denver and the LA Clippers. Do we have Denver coming out of this?
Clippers in 5, my opinion.
Wow. In 5. Wow. Any longer stretches for this series?
I say in 6.
Yeah, no, I don't think 5. I think they could get 2, but
I mean, if we're being honest, we all agree that the Mavericks deserve to be not the 3 spot, but I mean, the Mavericks deserve to be in the conference semifinals, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if the Mavericks win, I still see them beating Denver.
Me too.
7.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we got LA advancing. Let's go up to the top. Let's do. I'm saving that one for last. Miami and Milwaukee. Austen, I'm gonna let you start this one off. You're a Giannis fan. You're a Chris Middleton raver. Do you see them having trouble with Miami?
Chris Middleton, like I said, 50-40-90 club, first person to do it. I think it's Curry. So, yeah. Anyway, I think Chris holds Jimmy to sub Jimmy levels. I still think he averages like 23, but Jimmy should probably be averaging like 26 in a playoff series. So I think he kind of holds him. He kind of holds him to in check. Giannis takes over like always. Nobody on that team can guard Giannis. I don't even care. Bam can't guard Giannis. So I just think Giannis takes over in the series and they win it in. I will say, because of the way Milwaukee's playing, I'll say they win it in 7, but that's like hesitantly.
Interesting. Milwaukee in 7. Drew, I'll go to you. Daniel, I'm gonna save you for last. Drew, what you got on Milwaukee and Miami?
So it's interesting, Austin. You said Miami is the best shooting team out of any team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then when you go them playing against the Bucks, who has honestly in the bubble struggled against shooting teams, you're like, I thought you said them in 5. Sorry.
No. 4.
Okay.
No, Milwaukee in 7.
Then scratch all that. I agree with Austin.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think here's the thing.
No.
Like the Bucks can struggle with shooting teams, and that's the Heat's strength. So I think out of all the teams to push the Bucks to a long series out of the East, it's got to be the Heat. So, but I do have the Bucks coming out.
2 Milwaukee's in 7. Daniel, are you gonna break the tie?
Yeah, bro. I'm going Miami, bro. I hate Giannis, bro. I hate Giannis.
Y'all thought that my
Dude,
Rockets
Giannis,
or the Thunder over
bro.
the Rockets was BS? Come on now.
Bro, Giannis has no. All right, I might be biased, bro. Just 'cause I don't like Giannis, bro. But he has no skill to me, bro. Like he just runs and dunks at 7 feet. But I don't think that works in the playoffs, bro, because they can literally pack the paint. They can pack the paint. Chris Middleton is not going to show up, bro. He doesn't show up. You can look at the playoff numbers. He doesn't show up in playoffs, bro. Eric Bledsoe, he hasn't recovered since Terry Rozier fucked his ass up, bro. The Bucks are good though, but I feel like Miami can spread them out, and they have knockdown shooters. And if they pack the paint and contain Giannis, they have a chance of winning. And I have Miami winning in 7.
Man, that's
What
tough.
is going on? Okay, anyway, keep going.
That's tough, Daniel. That is, and I agree with you, Giannis. I wouldn't say he doesn't have skill. It's just he definitely doesn't have to try as hard as other people. I will give you that.
Athleticism with KD, and he's freaking 9 feet tall. Of course he had to try. Come on.
Yeah.
No, but KD shoots from 30 though. Like KD can shoot from deep. Giannis has no skill whatsoever.
Hey, Giannis is shooting 30.
You are speaking just
I'm
like a
respecting
James
that all day
Harden
of the week.
truther.
I don't know.
32%
That's
from 3, I'm
tough.
respecting it.
That's tough to say that he doesn't have skill. I'm gonna agree with the boys here. I'm gonna go Milwaukee in 7, Daniel, because I think Giannis and Chris Middleton have learned. I think this is their year, man. Like I really do. Like they've learned. Like you can't choke, you can't fold in the playoffs. Like this is Giannis' year. He's got to do it this year. So I got Miami. I have Milwaukee in 7.
Nick, this is their best year to do it. It's off the simple fact too that Ben is out for the Sixers. If the Sixers played the Bucks, I'd have Sixers winning over.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you on that one for sure. Oh my gosh, my handwriting. While I work on this, go ahead.
I will say that Chris Middleton, yes, as much as I love the guy, he did not do that well in the playoffs this year. I think he averaged only like 18. But then again, he came back like midway through. He was, injured. And so, like, I kind of, give him that. But, I mean, once you come back, like, you're committing to it. You can't just, for lack of a better word, you can't shit the bed. So.
For sure. We'll see how that pans out. All right. I saved the best for last. Daniel, I'm going to let you start this one out, and you better not be on your – I swear if you're on your BS, I'm going to kick you out. L.A. LA
who? Nah, I have LA, bro. I have Braun winning, of course. Okay. Like 4-2.
All right.
Really 4-1. But you know what I'm saying? I give the Rockets 2 game if Russ is playing. But nah, the Rockets can't they have nobody to guard AD, bro. In playoff Braun, they have nobody to guard playoff Braun. James and Russ are literally gonna have to put up combined probably like 60, 65, average that every game for them to even have a chance of winning. And then on top of that, I don't trust the Rockets like shooting. Like I feel like our downfall is us just relying on the 3 so much to win, bro. And if that doesn't go in, it's like we can't do nothing else. And you can't do that against the Lakers, bro. Like So I got Lakers in 4-2.
Live and die by the 3 is definitely the theme for y'all's offense. Drew, I'll let you go next as a Houston Rockets fan. Do you think they truly do have a chance against the Lakers?
So I have in this matchup the Rockets in 5 losing. So the Lakers are obviously going to take it in 5.
my
you almost
God.
had me.
Wow.
No, the Lakers are taking it. I got them in 5.
Oh
Like
my
they'll probably
God.
have one game where Harden goes off and he's like, "Let's go," and then they lose. So it doesn't really matter.
Austen, you know I got to go last. So hit me with your
Right.
LA takes and your Houston takes.
I would be the first to say that the Rockets shouldn't be able to guard AD. Yet the only time they played each other, they made LA their boys, lack of a better word. So I think that that's gonna win them one game, like Drew said, and that will be it. LA will have too much star power. Fine with LA or play off LeBron. Won't be those 4 wins won't be close in my opinion.
Well, okay, yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy take. I'm going to be it's weird because this is obviously a biased statement that LA is going to win coming from me, but I'm actually going to be real here. I think I'm definitely nervous for the Lakers because of the way we're playing in the bubble. I'm going to go LA in 7. I think once again the bubble atmosphere is going to play a huge component in all these series. You don't have to travel, you don't have to play in front of fans, you don't have to play in front of away fans, so you don't have that pressure. Nobody's guarding LeBron and AD, but nobody's guarding Harden and Russ. Who, please, on the LA team, who is going to stop them two? Nobody. And I think Daniel's right. They live and die by the 3, and I think they're going to live a lot because they look good in the bubble. They look good so far, as far as shooting wise. It goes to 7. All right. We're
bold,
in
though.
the. I know. I'm going to be realistic though. I have to be realistic. Just
I mean,
because of the way we're
you're
playing
always
the
gonna be
bubble.
hard on your team though. Like the same
Yeah.
way. Like I'm gonna be hard on the Spurs. They're gonna be hard on the Rockets. Yeah, I just think that I think you're just being a little
It's hard.
too.
I hope Braun and AD pick it up, bro, because they've been playing like shitty, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro.
Did you
Bro,
hear
it's
the
like
stats
nobody
for
can
us
shoot.
earlier?
Danny Green can't shoot. Quinn Cook, I don't know what like nobody can score, bro. What's going on?
Quinn Cook's been
like
the
I
biggest
said,
disappointment of the season.
I can go on a whole hour podcast about LA. So let's please not do this to me. I will have an aneurysm. All right.
Avery was, like I said, he was a huge X factor, bro. Like I said, he
Without
was a
doubt.
huge X factor.
Yeah, he definitely fumbled the bag I wouldn't say fumbled the bag, but he shocked a lot of people when he said he wasn't coming. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's start on the East because we just got done with the West. All right, so we got Milwaukee consensus except for Daniel. So Daniel, your take will be Miami, and then against Toronto, which everybody had a consensus with except for me and Austen. So if you want to put Boston there, if you pick Boston, you can, Austen. Let's do Milwaukee and Toronto. Daniel, I'll let you start this one off since you have Miami.
We're doing Miami. We were doing Milwaukee versus who?
No, you're gonna do Miami and Toronto because you're the only one that had Miami.
Oh, well, I got Miami.
Oh my gosh,
What?
you got Miami? Miami going to the finals?
My back.
I do. It sounds stupid as
My
fuck,
neck.
but nah, I really do, bro. I mean,
I love it.
look, to be honest though, that's just a wild card. I really think they could beat the Bucks, but like reality, are they really going to? I don't know. But let's just say I'm just gonna play devil advocate. All right, cool. Miami versus Milwaukee, right?
No, it'll be Milwaukee versus Toronto.
Milwaukee versus Toronto. Yeah, I got Milwaukee, bro. I don't think the Raptors have enough star power to beat Milwaukee. I think if Giannis just gets to the Eastern Conference Finals and Chris Middleton's playing well, they just have a better team than the Raptors the way it's constructed, and they have a good coach and a good system. So I think Bucks versus Raptors in 6, Bucks in 6.
Okay, I like it. I'll get into your Miami take when it's my turn. But Drew, I'll let you go next. Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors. What's the series count?
I got the Bucks winning in 6. I think this series with these two teams, this is where Chris Middleton goes off. I think He just dominates Van Fleet,
Yeah.
and he is kind of that X factor. Obviously, Giannis is going to get his. In my matchup, right, I have Bucks and Raptors, so I think that the Bucks take over. They kind of cruise in a good fashion, and they get to the ship.
I love it. I love it. Austin, I'm pretty sure I'm assuming the consensus pick here, but hit me with your reasoning.
Yeah. In my case, it'd be Milwaukee over Boston. I just think that Boston won't have enough offensive firepower, in my opinion. Milwaukee has a lot of good two-way players, and you have Brook Lopez. But I think that they have a bunch of good two-way players that will kind of bully them defensively in terms of Boston. I think outside of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, it's like Kemba will be too small in the series because Milwaukee's very tall. Outside of Eric Bledsoe, they're very, very. Let me just not put this in a bad phrase. They're very lengthy. There we go.
Oh my God.
Lengthy. Gosh, I knew this was gonna happen. Anyway, and I just don't think that Kimbo will be getting all the easy stuff that he was used to. I don't think that that Jaylen Brown will get everything that he's used to because he's gonna be guarded by Chris Middleton. So I just think that it'll be a 4-2. Close games here and there, but other than that, I think it'll relatively be easier for Milwaukee to.
Okay. I mean, just to start off with your point with Boston, I think Boston it's opposite. I think they don't have enough defense to compete with Milwaukee. If you really think about it, the only great defender in their starting rotation is Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum is not a great defender. He's an okay defender because he's get bailed out by his athleticism. Kemba Walker is undersized. He's going to get bullied. Ennis Cantor, Ennis Cantor is only good for rebounding. He can't defend anybody.
Offensive rebounding, not even defensive.
Yeah. So Ennis Cantor, and then Gordon Hayward. Please raise your hand if you think Gordon Hayward's a great defender. Okay. So I think that's going to be their downfall for Boston is their defense. So in this case, if I'm debating Milwaukee and Toronto, I'm going to go Milwaukee just because I don't think Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry can sustain that for that long. I really don't. Oh my gosh. And this is not me sounding like a hater. I just don't. No, you cannot let a team that is led by Kyle Lowry make it to the finals. I'm sorry. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
If we're talking about in that case, I still think, Milwaukee, just because their guards would be so exposed, like for the flaws that they are.
Yes.
And I agree with you. Like they're except for VanVleet. Now VanVleet, he's a dog. But he can't hold up on the defensive side. And I think, like Drew said, I agree with Drew 100%. Middleton will go off against him. He is so much just
taller.
Gosh, dig it. Thank you. Yes, let's just go with that. Yes. He's so much taller.
This is third grade.
In every aspect of his body.
Man.
But yeah, I just think that he just goes off. Shut up,
Austin.
Shut up, Nick. Shut up, Nick. God dang it, shut up.
But in your Miami take, Daniel, I really think I like it. I'm not against Miami. I just I don't know.
No, you should be against Miami.
I'm not. That's the thing is I'm not. I think that Miami is the most complimented team in the NBA. 3-point shooting, inside game, and defense. I really believe that 100%. They have the most complete team out of the league. They're not the best. They have the most complete team. So I like the Miami take, Daniel. I just don't think that they can stop Giannis. That's the thing.
They're really missing one more superstar, bro.
Literally. One more. That's all I need. And I think it's at the point guard.
One piece away from championship contender, bro. Yeah, I think it's the point guard too, because I don't think Goran Dragic is it. Yeah.
No, it's the point guard position that's their downfall. Kendrick Nunn is nice. He's solid. He's just not consistent. And then Goran Dragic is, I wouldn't say old, but he's just not. That is true.
He's not he's not a point guard.
Who, Kendrick Nunn?
Nah, Goran Dragic. He's not an elite point guard, bro.
Yeah. He's not an elite point guard that will be a leader of a team. I agree with you 100%. So I think we have a consensus. Milwaukee. All right. The Battle of LA. Do we have a Clippers fan in the building? Speak up now.
Yes, obviously it's gonna be me. Yes, thank you, Drew. Exactly. So there's two, bro. Go ahead, Drew. Explain.
Nah.
Drew, you
Dan-
can start.
Oh, okay. I want LeBron to win it all. Okay. I think that if he can kind of do some extra things, it's going to really help his resume. What I've seen so far in the Lakers is that they're not going to win. Okay.
That's true.
But I have to see playoff LeBron. Like we've said, this is the bubble. We have so many things that are so weird. If in that first series they sweep the Blazers, I could be okay. Lakers are winning it all, right? But just because I don't know if it's them resting or if it's them, getting used to the bubble, or they're just off of coronavirus and they're not playing well. I don't know what it is, and it's so hard to tell what would be 8+ games later when they get to this matchup, how they're going to react to it. So I have to go, if I were to actually go to Vegas and I'm putting money down, I have to put the Clippers down, because I truly think that either LA team is going to win against the Bucks. Spoiler alert of who I have winning it all. But that's just my honest opinion. And so if I'm having to put money down on who is going to win, I'm not going to put it on, let's hope LeBron can complement AD and they can both do their thing in, not LeBron has to take over, then AD gets kind of overshot. I don't know if that can happen yet. Once I see it, I can fully believe in it. This is the toughest part right here. All the rest of them, okay, we're going to get to these final four. You kind of know that both LA teams and the Bucks are here. I have the Clippers winning. They have a deep bench. I just think that they're going to win. It's really tough, though.
Series count?
So I'll go, and then I'll let you, obviously.
I'll put a 7.
Y'all,
okay.
7?
Clippers
okay.
7.
Okay, gotcha. I'll go so that way y'all Lakers fans can go after us. But here's what it is. It is what it is in terms of, I think that playoff LeBron will be back. I think that Kawhi will be back. I think that AD will be AD. He will be back. However, I think that this is, first off, I'm going to say it's in 7. I think if you don't think this series is going to 7, I think you're just drunk.
Yep.
It's not going to be a pushover for either team.
Yep.
But like Drew said, you just never. Well, I don't know. Technically, let me just scratch what I just said right there. I think that this bubble has shown 100% the lack of depth that LA has, and I think that is why. And I mean, you have Kuzma. Obviously, Kuzma's a 6th man. He's coming off the bench first. He's an elite 6th man. An elite 6th man. I will say that 100%.
Caruso is also elite.
Please refrain from A&M.
Yeah, without a doubt. So you have Caruso coming off the bench for your guards and Quinn Cook coming off the bench for your guards. No Rondo right now. So, once again, Caruso and Quinn Cook, I already stated the fact that Quinn Cook has been the biggest disappointment for me on this team. I thought he was going to hoop a whole lot better because of how he did whenever he replaced Curry for the Warriors. I just don't believe in their bench. And like I said, the Clippers are just solid 1 through 10. I just think that Montrezl Harrell will keep it physical with AD. AD will still go off. AD, I think at the end of this, I think AD, if they never mind, I'll just save that for later. I just think that they're too deep in terms of a team, and it'll show. But I think everything will be close. And I have the Clippers winning in 7 off of some miracle shot by probably Paul George, just because he's been hitting the big shots for this team.
Listen, at least you have it close. I respect that. I respect the pick. At least you have it close. Daniel, I'm gonna let you start because this is obviously my team. Hit me with it.
It's really tough, bro. I think it's going to 7 for sure. I think I'm scared because the way the Lakers been playing, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen because I really feel like you know what I'm saying, the Lakers haven't been shooting the ball particularly well, bro. And it's like they're clogging the lane so Bron can't even drive. He's driving and he has to kick out and they're knocking down shots, so they're missing. So I feel like that's another reason why they're playing bad. But let's say, you know what I'm saying, LeBron's back, AD is AD. I feel like I have Lakers in 7. Just off the simple fact that I feel like Bron will blow into the chip. But like I said, it's still a hard take, bro. Like Clippers are deep. I feel like Paul George and Kawhi are deadly. You got Lou Wills off the bench. You got Montrez. You got Reggie Jackson. They have some dogs, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like it's strictly Braun has to go crazy. But I feel like the X factors are people coming off the bench. Like Kyle Kuzma has to show up. Caldwell Pope, I hate him, bro. I really hate him. I don't know why Lakers have him on the roster.
Thank you.
But he has to
I think
show
everybody
up.
does.
The guy starts, mind you, bro. Don't know why. But you know what I'm saying? He has to show up. I can't really put too much blame on Quinn Cook because like he doesn't play, so like he can't just come in and just you know what I'm saying? He goes on stretches where he doesn't play for a long time and then the coach interests him in the game. You can't just come in and knock down shots like that. But there's actually one game in the bubble where he did his ball really well. I think it was like one game. But overall he hasn't shot the ball really well. But yeah, overall take I have Braun in 7. Sure.
I like how you said that, Braun and 7.
Just Braun and 7.
Yeah, I know.
Because it has to be Braun, bro.
It has to be. It has to be. I'm going to make this real quick. LA and 7, the Lakers, mind you. It's what Daniel said. It's going to be Kyle Kuzma versus the bench of the Clippers. If Kyle Kuzma can be a consistent 20 to 25 scorer, we win. I promise you we do. Because Braun and AD will show up. It's going to be Kyle Kuzma versus Pat Bev, Lou Will, and Montrezl Harrell. That's literally what's going to come down to. And that's obviously, it sounds like an unfair matchup on paper, but it's literally the X factor to whoever wins the series. I think Kyle Kuzma does it this year. I think he's going to show that he deserves to be paid. He deserves to be a starter on some team in the league behind the best two of the best 5 in the game, like he said. So I got the Lakers in 7. All right, let's just go to the finals here. The Bucks versus some team in LA. Austin, do you think Giannis has a chance against either one of the teams?
I'm a huge Giannis fan. I don't even know. If anybody didn't know, I'm a pretty big Giannis fan.
He's a
however, I
bum.
just don't think it's enough. He's not a bum. He's not a bum. Get out of here. If you think he's a bum, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because
No, I'm capping.
32% from 3 this year. He's still shooting in the 50 percentage in terms of field goal. He's still putting up double-doubles on average with like 6 assists, right? And on top of that, like 1.7 blocks and like a steal.
You said 32%, like that's good.
No. Respectable.
It's good for Giannis.
I'm saying if he gives me 1 for 3, you have to respect it. You have to.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
you
agree
have
with
to.
that.
Like,
I think 3, not 1. If he hits 1,
no.
I'm gonna still sag off.
Nah, forget that. I'm gonna let him shoot it because what happened last year in the final? Last year in the not in the finals. It was last year in the playoffs. I believe it was against the Raptors whenever they and they were sagging him off. He went like 5 for 7 from 3. See, that's what I'm saying. He's so inconsistent to the point to where he can go 5 for 7 from 3, or he can go 0 for 6 from 3. But on average, he's giving you 1 out of those 3. Therefore, he can go like 2 for 6 or better. I just think that you got to respect it. But no, LA, without a doubt. If the Lakers win it, I think, honestly, AD is going to carry all. And I think AD gets the MVP, not LeBron. And with the Clippers, it's a toss-up. Because the way Paul George is playing right now, if he continues that, he could have a shot at MVP. But I think Kawhi.
I think AD deserves Finals MVP if they win, but they will force LeBron to get it because he's LeBron. Drew, do you have any opposition to Austin's statement?
I mean, I already said kind of what I said earlier. I think either LA team is going to win, and it just depends on what happens with, the Lakers kind of getting their ish together. Side note, the 76ers are winning right now by 2 points.
Wow.
So,
what quarter is it?
So,
it is almost the end of the third quarter.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think wins MVP off of either team? Drew?
Kawhi. And then for the Lakers, same thing. It's does LeBron get together? Because I think if he can get like the team surrounded by him to where he's the one assisting to AD, he's the one, driving to the basket and getting an easy layup because AD's out of the way, then they're going to just give it to LeBron because of the stardom. If he does not show up, and he doesn't like carry the team to the playoffs, then it's going to to the finals, then I think AD will get it. There's so many wild cards though.
Literally.
So
Literally. All right, Daniel, round us out because you already know my pick. Do you have a fight? I mean, do you have a 7-game series in this LA versus the Bucks matchup?
No. Any LA series 4-2, there's no way the Bucks could beat any LA team. No shot.
Mind you, this is what we said about Toronto last year. I hope everybody realizes that.
Yeah,
Everybody
but it took a miracle for them to win. You know that.
I mean,
They got hurt. Hey,
They
got hurt.
Come on now. You know that, Austin. You know that.
Bro, KD came back and was busting Kawhi's ass, bro. Went like 5 for 5 in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, that series should have been a sweep. It should have been a sweep. All right, boys. So we have one LA team winning. So I'm glad we came to a consensus on that. I will stop sharing. Listen, it's been fun. We got almost an hour and a half of content in. Daniel, you need to get me and Austin on your podcast.
No, for sure, bro. We're gonna talk. I told you already, though.
Snapchat one day. I think you hit me up on Snapchat one day. I can't remember.
Yeah, probably. And next time, let's try to get you inside a building.
Drew too. I like his takes too. Pretty funny.
For sure. I didn't know you had a podcast. But
Yeah, I do, bro.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I talk to all. But hey, Austin, bro, stop smoking that crack, bro. Your takes are crazy.
I'm just a little bit ahead of the game on everybody else.
Oh,
It's
man.
It's okay. I get that a lot. But no, and I just want to let everybody know. Be on the lookout. If you follow us on Twitter, be on the lookout because I will be retweeting whatever somebody may be coming up with. Just be on the lookout for maybe a new potential show out there.
Austin?
So-
What did you do?
Okay. Never mind. I wasn't gonna ruin it. Never mind.
Oh, man. Okay, Austin has a surprise for everybody when we return.
No, it's not my surprise. It's somebody else's surprise. Don't worry about it.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure,
go
man. I
Twitter,
really
bro.
appreciate y'all take. Y'all have a
All
good
right,
one. Daniel, thank you. I appreciate you. Wait. Before we go, wait. Ready? Oh, damn, Daniel. All right, look. 3, 2, 1.